We are going to be solving our client's issues as far as front end protection from rock chips and debris goes. He likes to head to Tahoe pretty frequently, and so instead of just putting one layer of Rocklear on the vehicle, we're going to put on 4. Let's go ahead and start heading over to the other building where the other vehicle is, so that way we can start putting on the first layer. We got to rock past all the other vehicles that we also have prepped and ready here tonight. Got the Rivian R1T 2022, 2021 GLC 300, and the brand new Hyundai Sonata N-Line. It's kind of cool, turbocharged Sonata version. And then over here in the other building is where the last 2 vehicles are. The one in question, the BMW X5 and the Tesla Model X that we're doing as well. All right, the star of the show back here, this very beautiful, uniquely colored BMW X5. It's a really cool shade of greenish blue here. In this particular video, we are not going to focus on the Rocklear application for the initial layer itself. We have other videos on the channel focusing on that. We're focusing on the prep process. This one is more so to show and educate what is up with the additional layers. Why do you all do additional layers? How do you do additional layers? That's what we're going to help answer. Sean's going to get some B-roll of us putting on the first layer of Rocklear tonight. And then tomorrow, I'm going to come in and walk you through the rest of the process about what's involved with putting on the additional layers using our trusty infrared heat lamp, a little bit of cure time, a little bit of polishing, and of course, some more Icon Rocklear layers. It is the third and final day, and we are ready to actually show you what it takes to get the area prepped for that last layer of Rocklear going on the front of the BMW X5. So we already did the second layer last night. It is the same process, whether it's the full car or the whole front end, so we only got to show you the process once. After letting it sit for most of the day today and getting the heat lamp, when the Rocklear cures and the top layer is hardened, that's when the water and dirt repellent properties start to build up. And so if you just try to put fresh Rocklear on top of that, you're going to get what's called splitting. There's some pictures on screen right now of what splitting looks like. That's a no-no. That we don't want that on the Rocklear because it's going to look horrible. So in order to properly prep this to make sure that we can actually apply that next layer, we do have to put in a fair amount of effort. It's almost like we're starting the process over again, except for the washing part. We can skip that. So Jen, you have the polisher with a polishing pad and our polishing compound. We don't have to get as aggressive. We don't have to use the Icon Rip compound or anything, but we do have to lightly polish the surface to just remove the hardened surface layer so that way it does not reject the Rocklear. So I'm gonna get some clips of Jen polishing the front end here so that way we can start laying down that final layer tonight. Let's get to it. All right, next we're gonna check on the area to make sure that we have actually polished it enough. So Jen is gonna wipe off using a microfiber towel to get the polishing residue off. And you'll notice that she has gloves on, and these are essential. Even when we're prepping for the first layer of Icon Rocklear, we actually use our gloved hand to check the surface. We actually have a prep car getting a layer of Icon Rocklear tonight. So Jen, let's come over here. So we got the FL5 Civic Type R and the Tesla Model 3. So if Jen were to take her gloved hand and run it along the trunk that we have already prepped, you'll see here that it is gliding nice and smoothly. We're not dragging along the surface. We don't feel any friction. That's the really important part. If we do feel any friction, that means that the Rocklear will not bond as cleanly to the surface, which is generally what results in imperfections or lines or streaks or anything like that. So if you see videos or pictures online of a bad Rocklear install, the first thing I always think of is, how did they do the prep? Did they do the prep correctly? Did they compounded enough times. It's not enough to just compound the surface once or twice. You have to do it multiple times to make sure your pad is always clean. There's all these extra steps that we have to do to make sure that those two cars back there have a nice smooth surface. So we don't have to be as aggressive with this process, but we are going to check on the hood to make sure that we have a smooth surface once again. Now that you wiped it off, the old polish residue with that other microfiber, we're going to take a clean one, no color in this. So believe it or not, if there was color like yellow or red, it would leave behind colored dye on the surface, and that'll interfere with the Rocklear. So no color, you got to get like white or gray, something without dyes. And then the isopropyl alcohol straight, and then she's going to wipe the surface to remove all the polish oils that are left behind. You might not be able to see them, but they are there on the surface. This alcohol wipe is critical to make sure that the Rocklear is going to bond properly. All right, now go ahead and run your hand along the surface with the glove. Feel smooth? All right, well then that's our sign that we've done enough polishing here on the hood. And now that the glove is smooth, we have to make sure that that is how it feels for the 4 front panels of the X5. We're doing his fenders, the hood, the front bumper, and his side mirrors. So everything you would expect in a full front end PPF package. Why we're doing 3 layers in the front is that if we put those layers on, that is going to give us equivalent levels of thickness to PPF, which is going to give him that rock chip protection. And then at his request, we customize his package and put 2 layers on the rest of the car. It's not going to be as thick as PPF at that point, but he is going to have some additional scratch protection on the sides. A little added bonus too, 1 layer of Rocklear is warranted for 15 years. So if you have more than 1 layer, you can do the math and find out how long that's going to last for. Meanwhile, one of the things that I am not the biggest fan of with PPF is that after 10 plus years, if it has been in the sun and getting some sun exposure, you will be fading, you will be yellowing, whereas this will not fade or yellow for the entire life of the coating. The environment will wear it down eventually, but it will not fade or yellow in that process. So Jen's going to finish getting the rest of the X5 all polished up and ready. Then we have to wipe off the polish residue, hit it with the alcohol, and finally start applying the Rocklear.
Panels are all prepped now, and we have our Rocklear ready to lay down. So Jen and I are going to get our applicator pads going, and then we're just going to apply it to his front end so that way he can get that rock chip protection.
It is the following day and we are all set to finish baking the X5 outside and then return it to the client tonight around 7 p.m. I wanted to get all the finishing shots so y'all can see this really beautiful shade of, I think it's turquoise blue. It's got a little bit of green inside of there in the sunlight outside and in the showroom so you can see it under different conditions. But like, dang, that mirror finish is crazy. So Jen's gonna pull it outside and we can see it in the sunlight during golden hour, get that really nice reflection going on. Hell yeah. Three layers on the hood. The reflection in real life is literally like looking into a puddle. Making sure to capture all the different lighting conditions for y'all so that way we can see what it looks like under different lighting situations. 3 layers on the fender here. looking really metallic, sparkling like crazy. I feel like the sun is overpowering the camera, so it's not showing up as well on the camera, but in real life, it is absolutely stunning. It's gorgeous. Well, that pretty much concludes the multi-layer job on our client Calvin's wonderfully colored 2024 BMW X5. His primary concern was trying to protect the paint for his drives and trips and adventures to Lake Tahoe and wherever else life might take him. If you are in the San Francisco Bay Area and would like our help with one of our services to get your vehicle's paint protected from physical damage, chemical damage, UV damage, make it easier to maintain, keep that super glossy, shiny finish, then hit the link in the description to get in touch with us and we can help build a package that fits your needs best. Once again, my name is Noah, founder and co-owner of Dragon Auto, and I will catch you in the next one.